Bon Beanie, everybody. Here is another throwback video from my old YouTube channel. This one is featuring a shore dive I did in Grand Cayman. Hey everybody, welcome to beautiful Grand Cayman. In this video, my friend Charlie and I are going to do a shore dive from Don Foster's dive shop right here in the Cayman Islands. Now this is actually the second time I've booked this excursion through Carnival, and I love this excursion. Don Foster's is great, really friendly, really make you feel comfortable, and shore dives are great because you don't have to ride on a dive boat for a while to get out to the reef. You just swim out there. There's Charlie. And there were only 2 other people on this excursion, so it was a real cool, intimate experience. Lots of fun, very relaxing. I want to highlight some fish. And the first one is coming up here. This is a stoplight parrotfish. Now, parrotfish can be tricky to ID because each parrotfish species has a juvenile phase, what's called an initial phase, and this one is the terminal phase of that particular species. Hey, how you doing? Dork. All right, so here are some other fish I want to talk about. These are called Creole Wrasse. Really cool fish, beautiful fish. A lot of blue in this video because we're probably at 40 feet here, so it kind of dulls some of the color. In fact, we're at the edge of the reef here. We actually swam over the reef. We'll get back to that. But out of the edge of the reef, you see these little things sticking up. They may look like plants, but they're not. They are little fish called garden eels. There are thousands of them there, and they like to hang out in the sand on the outskirts of the coral reef because there's a lot of food coming in. They can just kind of filter feed things that are drifting in and out of the reef. So really exciting. Now, our dive master here knew a clever little trick, and he's actually going to excavate one of these little guys so we can get a good view. Garden eels are really, really cool though. And they stick almost their whole bodies out of the sand. When you get too close, they pull themselves back in. And you'll see him dig this one up here in a second. Again, I highly recommend this excursion. It's a very easy dive if you're new to scuba diving. 45 feet is about as deep as you go. So it's just no stress, no pressure. It's a single tank dive, fairly priced. Here's a little garden eel. Adorable. Look at it, he's still burrowing in the sand, even though it's just a little bit of sand on our dive master's hand there. Whoop. All right, we're gonna let you go. Watch how fast he's gonna dig right back into the sand. Just like that. So this is one of the highlights on this dive. The last time I did this dive, it was the same thing. There were just thousands of these garden eels. But this is the real reef here. So we're going to see quite a few fish. This larger fish swimming up here is a barjack. And then if you saw that yellow and kind of bluish purple fish, that was a Spanish hogfish. Now this fish, this is a type of angelfish called a rock beauty. Quite a beautiful fish. There's a Spanish hogfish again. And a lot of little damsels called blue chromis. There's some wrasse and other things mixed in here as well. Let's see who else we've got. Oh, this guy's pretty cool. He's called a barred hamlet. The little bars. That's kind of the lingo. If it's sort of a marking going up and down, it's a bar. This is a fish called a schoolmaster. And that one there is called a tiger grouper. He was pretty cool to see. See who else. I just really wanted to capture how many fish there are. Coral reefs are amazing ecosystems. They're so important. They hold so much biodiversity and biomass. That means lots of different types of things and just lots of things that live on there. Look at all of these fish. Just thousands of fish, and other animals too, including the coral itself. Coral is an animal. And there's other things here, other animals like sponges that are also kind of inanimate, almost inanimate objects, but they're animals. There's some sponges right there. Those are animals. Now right here we've got 2 small species of grouper. They're called Graysbees, and they were having a little combat until I came along. And maybe that parrotfish, which, by the way, is the initial phase of the Stoplight Parrotfish. There's some more wrasse, various things. There was also a triggerfish there. Now, this fish swimming along here is called a smooth trunkfish, a very box-shaped fish. Neat to see. There were so many neat animals to see in this adventure, and this is the end of the dive. There's the dive flag that the dive master had to tag along with them. There's a pool up there for people to learn how to scuba dive, and this is a little boat slip where you get in and out of the water. So listen, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Other than that, I'll see you later.